Christmas tree this year? Did you like buy one from outside or do you bring one of those plastic ones?
So we have got the plastic one, but we've had
Yeah.
one for years. So yes, we have
Okay,
got a
that's
Christmas
nice.
tree.
Yeah. Sometimes people buy some and it gets a bit little dodgy. There's like infections and stuff. So whenever we're buying Christmas trees, we're wary. Is it gonna give us something?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
The fresh ones actually they drop the pines, don't they? And
Yeah.
yeah, you've got to
Mhm.
really be careful with those. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to share my screen. This interview will last for about 20 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. So I've made these slides. So the agenda for
Very nice.
today is a personality quiz. I'll get more into that. And then the interview itself, just a few questions about your job, getting to know you. And then we have some feedback. You can tell me what you liked and maybe something I can improve on. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
So the personality quiz, this is really interesting because a lot of people haven't done this. So tell me if you have. But basically, there's going to be a picture on the screen, and it's sort of an illusion. And it's like two objects, maybe, like a tree and a person, and they're kind of like together in the picture, like blended together. And maybe you can see one thing clearer than the other. And based on what you say, it'll tell you like a characteristics about yourself. Maybe you're funny rather than, or maybe you're serious. Kind of
Okay.
like that. Have you done something like that?
No, I haven't. So that'd be
That's good.
interesting.
Yeah. So, what did you see first?
I saw the girl first, and then I saw the
Okay.
older man.
Okay. So, if you saw the young girl in the illusion, it means that you're still a kid at heart. You see the world with the curiosity of a child, and despite your experiences and troubles, you've not let go of the innocence that you've had since the very beginning. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, probably to some extent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to some
definitely.
extent. Well, the other one is that you are mature in your thoughts, so depends, obviously,
That's
to an
right.
extent.
Yeah,
But
because I saw
yeah,
that first, and then soon as I saw that, I saw the old man. So yeah,
yeah, interesting. Which way is the cat walking on the stairs?
coming down.
No, okay.
It's not. It's coming up,
Well, obviously, it
which
does
is
depend
weird.
on your perspective because when I was making these slides, I did think it was going down, and then after some time, I was like, it could be coming up as well. So you never know. It really depends on your perspective and like kind of how long you look at it. Like when I was making these slides the first time, I thought it was going down, and then I came back and I was like, oh, it's actually going up. Interesting. So if you felt it was coming up, you kind of have a more optimistic view of life. And then if you saw it coming down, you've kind of tilted your view to maybe a little pessimistic
Yeah,
and based on like experiences. And yeah, it's interesting.
that is interesting.
So,
Yeah,
did you enjoy that?
yeah, I did. Thank you. That was really good.
Okay. So now I'm just going to ask you for questions. So, what do you do?
So I'm head of data. I work for the NHS. I'm head of data and management information systems.
Nice. So, how long have you been doing this for?
So I've been working for the NHS for 29 years, and this particular role I've been doing for about 4 years.
Okay, nice. So when did you discover that you wanted to be in kind of the data analyst field?
So that was probably about 25 years ago into the NHS. So where I used to find data really interesting and how data can actually help improve patient, the way that we actually help our patients. So when I used to work in the operational areas, I used to use a lot of the data to actually tell us about our referral stats, about how many patients we'd taken on during the last few years. So I used to do my own analysis, really, working as a medical secretary long, long time ago. So I used to do a lot of analysis work then. And then I moved on to an information analyst role for about 18 months. And then I moved on to performance manager's role. So I've always been into data and always done a lot of data work.
Wow, that sounds very impressive. Okay. So you mentioned that you're head of analytics, data analytics. So what area does your job specialize in?
So my area specializes in more of the data platform, and I'm currently involved in obviously the data quality side of things. So I manage the data quality for the trust. That's under my area. Also, anything to do with the platform and the AI automation now is all under my area as well. So I look after all the AI automation, the Power Apps and the platform side as well.
Okay. So you said you're in the NHS, so and you look at the data for the NHS. So would you say that you're in healthcare?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So moving on. What talents do you find valuable for your work?
I think the main thing is you've got to have a personality that's approachable to staff. Staff, whether they're operational, whether they're managerial level, I think that you've got to have that approachable personality. You've got to know your work really, because if you don't know your job and your work, then people see through that as well. And yeah, it's just making sure that you're engaging with the right people at the right time, whatever you do in your role, because that's so important.
Yeah, I think because you said obviously you're like a manager, data head of data analytics. You have to kind of you don't want people to fear you. Like when you see in those movies and like everyone doesn't like the manager and they're always scared to come. Obviously, as you said, you have to be approachable because people have to come to you with their problems and queries. So yeah, that's great. So I love this question because it's really out there and
Yeah.
everyone has different responses. So if you could have any superpower to help you at work, what would it be?
Read minds. Always thought reading minds would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Then I wouldn't have to go back and forth really
Yeah.
to find out what everybody's thinking. And yeah, reading minds would be fantastic.
Hmm. Is it like anything particular in work side or just in general?
In general, well,
Yeah.
it could be work. It could be also, when I'm giving supervision to staff as well, wanting to
Yes.
know actually what they think of me and where I can
Yeah.
actually improve things. So it goes both ways really. It's not just
Yeah.
about what I can do for them in terms of work wise, but what I can do for myself as well. How can I improve as well? So that's always something as managers, as a senior leader, that we've always have to think about as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I think yeah, it's quite a psychological superpower. It's quite interesting, yeah. So speaking of social medias, now that everyone's on it, are you active in any social medias?
No, so I'm not on any Facebook or anything, only on LinkedIn, and that's it. Yeah.
Oh, is there any reason?
I've never no, because basically, Facebook is always about letting your family and your friends know about what you're doing and whatever. And I've never been interested in that really. If I want people to have my pictures, and I will share it directly with them,
Mm.
because what they tend to do is pass it on to the next person, and yeah, and I just don't do any of that really. I'm just very, it's I like to give my information or my data to whoever I want to, and I choose to.
That's fair enough. That's very valid. Nice. So, what abilities do you think you've developed through your work experience?
um, Interpersonal skills, definitely. I think that being in the NHS for such a long time, and working in mental health in particular, I know my work, I know my stuff
Yeah.
really. So whether it's to do with the data, whether it's to do with something completely different, I'm able to help whoever needs help in whichever department. And I've done that, whether it's operational areas, whether it's the wards, whether it's HR or finance. I've done a lot of different pieces of work, so I'm able to actually adapt and to actually help as much as I can.
Okay, yeah. You mentioned interpersonal skills. Is that kind of related to you becoming approachable?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So now that we've talked about the things that you've kind of developed, are there any skills you wish you had that might have helped you?
Um, that's a very tough question.
Yeah, you said
being
you know your stuff, so I'm putting you on
Yeah,
the
so
spot there.
being with what I'm doing now and being
Yeah.
comfortable has been
Mm.
quite good. I guess learning a little bit more on the finance side of things and budgeting.
Yeah.
Whilst I do a lot of that, it's more getting a little bit more in-depth knowledge about budgeting and yeah, finance side of things, contracts in particular. When you've
Yeah.
got contracts that need to be renewed and you need to make sure the contracts look right, it's that commercial aspect of it that I'd like to probably learn a little bit more on.
Okay, so you're kind of going into a little new area now that you've kind of covered all the data analyst side.
Yes, and I do tap into things like that because anything to do with AI and data, we always want to actually go into a lot of the commercial side of things when we're going out to market.
Yeah, nice. So my next question, I also love this because everyone else has different like responses based on their experiences. But what advice would you give to a girl of my age for my future?
Um, Being open-minded, always be open-minded, always learn and watch and learn from others. I think that's so important to do that because everybody's got different type of skills and knowledge, and it's always good to actually absorb all that like a sponge. I think that's so important to do that, is just to listen, learn from people, and just absorb it really, because you'll need whatever you learn throughout the years in your future as well.
Thank you. Yeah. I have a brother and I'm always learning from him. Like, for example, this project actually that I'm doing as well, he did it previously. So
Oh,
I'm kind of learning from him and obviously changing things here and there. But yeah, thank you so much.
no
So
problem.
moving on. Thank you for participating. And I just wanted to say again, thank you so much for taking time out of your day for doing this with me.
No.
And this is the point where you can give any feedback, anything you want to say, anything I can improve on.
I think it's been really good. It's made me reflect. You wouldn't actually get time to actually reflect on yourself, and this has given me an opportunity to reflect about myself and how I want to see people what they think of me and how I want them to think of me as well. So I guess it's just more of a reflection, really. It's been really interesting. It's been really good. I haven't done this for a while. The last time I did mentoring was probably about 6-7 years ago, and that's you do two-way mentoring. That makes you think a little bit more outside the box that you're doing your daily tasking. So this was really refreshing. So thank you. I really enjoyed that today.
Nice. I didn't know you did mentoring. What did you do in mentoring?
So I've done mentoring at work. So I mentor admin staff that want to progress in their development. So as I have come from an admin background in the NHS and worked my way up, it's just mentoring staff as to what they can actually do, how they can actually progress in their career. So I've done a few mentoring in over the years in the NHS in the same trust.
That's very nice. Well, thank you so much. I have learnt so much from you from this interview. And I have a certificate of
Oh,
appreciation here for you. My mum can email that to you.
thank you. That's really nice. Thank you for that certificate.
But yeah, thank you so much. It was so lovely to meet you and talk to you.
Lovely to meet you too, Shivani. And
Yeah, I hope you have, yeah, I hope you
sorry,
have the great rest of your evening.
Will do. Thank you. And enjoy Christmas if you're celebrating as well.
Yes. Thank you.
All right then.